Today's episode is brought to you by Postmates. Postmates, get awesome stuff delivered to your house or your office or wherever you are. Also, we're brought to you by MeUndies. MeUndies. They're undies on me. I love them so much. And today I have we'll talk about it later. What am I doing? All right, let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Caffeine Crendor.
Caffeine Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Broadcasting live. In 4-hour recording studios. Recording. Wake your ass up. It's the Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of Caffeine Crendor in the morning. Wow, you started up, then it's like you were taking off and then immediately crashed.
That's pretty much how my days go. Start up, get ready to go, like, yeah, and then it just like, but then you like crawl out a bit and you're like, hey, you know what, it's not too bad. So right now I'm at that coffee stage.
Oh, man, I wish I was can I tell you something?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a caffeine dependency.
Oh, I know I do.
Because I think it was Friday. Friday, I woke up. And I didn't go out anywhere because I was going to stay home and get stuff done. I was like, I'm not going to the office. I'm going to just get stuff done. I'm going to hang out with some friends. I'm going to spend the day with my parents a little bit. So I woke up, didn't have any caffeine in my fridge, didn't have any coffee or anything in my house. So I just drank like some water. And then maybe at one point during the day, I had a Gatorade because I worked out a little bit. And then was just like, okay, I guess I'm good. That night, maybe around 5 o'clock, this pounding, throbbing headache started. And it lasted all night through my entire sleep. I could not sleep. Woke up the next day, was just a mess. All morning was like, oh, my head. Went out, got brunch to, this very nice place that we go to all the time. Was drinking wine and sipping wine and eating this great food. Still headache. Just I was like, all right, well, I need to go grocery shopping. Went to the grocery store. There is a Starbucks at the grocery store, and I was like, man, I could use a coffee. I got a triple shot something latte, like as much caffeine as possible. Maybe 2 sips in, my headache was gone. I was like, oh no, I am an addict. Was I going through withdrawals? I don't know. I was in a dark place. It hurt so bad.
I definitely have some caffeine withdrawals whenever I don't go. Like I need at least 2 cups of coffee. That's it. If I go under that, I'm going to get a headache. If I go like more than that, I'm probably going to get like some digestive issues. But like 2 cups, maybe 3, that's a nice day.
Yeah, why I got to get a headache for not having caffeine? Shouldn't too much caffeine make me be like, oh, my head? No, it's the opposite, which angers me. That upsets me because now I'm like, well, I know the solution to my problem. It's keep drinking caffeine, which is bad. That can't be good for me because it lasted, I'm going to say, it was a 24-hour headache. I was in so much pain, and I just sucked it up and was like, I keep drinking wine. This should fix it. Nope. It just made me drunk with a headache. It was terrible. It sucked.
Yeah, you got to hit the caffeine right away. That's what I do. Whenever I get a headache, I'm like, oh, it's probably caffeine. I just drink coffee. Every time. And even if I don't, it helps it.
I took Tylenol. It was extra strength. Did nothing. I was like, this sucks. So now I constantly am thinking about okay, do I need to go get coffee in order to prevent headaches? That's all right, it's about 5. Do I need to go get coffee to get my headache prevention done?
Personally,
I think Advil and ibuprofen are a lot better than acetaminophen. If I had to pick one. Sometimes
Acetaminophen?
Yeah, acetaminophen.
Tosifesamosin?
Bergen.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's the Viking Tylenol.
Yeah, right, the Viking version. Acetaminophen.
Yeah, I take Advil personally. I think that helps get rid of headaches a little better. So maybe you should swap to that instead of the Tylenol.
Well, I have a giant jug of Tylenol, so I got to get rid of that first. So then I'll worry about it.
All right.
I bought it on sale at Costco. It's huge.
I got my Advil at Costco. It's also huge.
The problem is I don't need it all that often, so it just sits there. And when I do need it, I'm like, 3 will do. I don't know what the recommended amount is. I'm just like, okay.
Well, mine's normally I'll try to take 1. If that doesn't work, I take 2 for Advil. But like when I had mono, like 3 or 4 years ago, I was taking 1 like every 4 hours, and that gave me gastritis. So don't do that. But you were at a point.
Like mono probably. Why would you take it with mono?
Because okay. The mono sore throat it gives you is like the worst pain. Like I already said it. If I was in the medieval ages, I would have just killed myself. Like it was without
just falling
Advil,
on your sword and end it.
Without Advil, it was like I couldn't deal with it. Like with Advil, it brought the pain from like a 10 down to like a 5, and I was like, okay. And I would know when the Advil wore off. That's how bad it was. I was like, oh no, Advil's wearing off.
Look, I've had mono before. When I was in college, I remember my sophomore year of college, I was so effed up with mono. It sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It was not fun. So I know exactly what you mean. It's one of those things where you know if you've had mono.
Yeah.
Like there is no like, well, I think I had it. No, you know if you had mono because it is the worst.
It's so bad. It was just a month of like life gone.
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
like the bronchitis that I had like 2 years ago. That sucked.
I
my god!
that.
Like for a month, I was just like everywhere. I could barely move. Oh,
I remember that because that's when it was like E3. It was like summer out, and you were still coughing.
And I was like trying to eat a hot dog and couldn't even eat the hot dog, and it wasn't like I was in bad. Physically, everything was fine except my lungs. I could do stuff, but the minute I was like, okay, now to move, it was like.
I remember we went to the breakfast place, and you went to the bathroom, and you were gone for like 20 minutes, and I was like, is he okay? Or should I like call an ambulance?
No, I was in there just like coughing up gunk into napkins. It was great. Just great. Just real swell.
Yeah, and then it helped when you
waking
go to
up every day just like unable to breathe. Oh, just lovely.
Nothing helps your lungs more than the downtown Los Angeles air and then going into a E3 convention.
Yeah. Ooh, that sucked. The worst part, everyone was like, man, you're always sick after conventions. I was like, no, I've just been sick throughout convention season. From the start of the summer to the end of the summer, I was sick the entire time.
You're the person giving people the PAX box.
I wish that was the case. I wish I could say that's what happened, but instead it was just me suffering. I gave nothing to nobody. I just suffered the entire time.
Oh my god. So my friend in Vegas was like, this woman in front of me just ordered a Subway pizza. And then I didn't even know a Subway pizza was a thing.
They do have them, not anymore, at least in LA, but they did for a while.
Yeah, they don't have any here in Chicago either. But then I guess they have them at some places. But it made me think, like, why would I want to get a pizza at Subway? But I guess maybe if you're in a place where there's not many good pizza places anyway, like in the country or something, then you could get a Subway pizza. But I don't know.
I think the point was it's supposed to be a personal pizza, and it's like tiny, and you watch them make it in front of you really quick. I think that's kind of the deal, but you're right. It's just like when McDonald's had pizzas. You remember that?
Yeah,
I remember the song, "It's a Pizza Happy Meal with pepperoni and cheese." I remember the whole thing.
They really got you with the marketing.
Yeah, they got me. I remember that jingle. But yeah, it's one of those things like, why would you go there for that?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
I never understood that. Like a pizza place, there are many pizza places, even crappy pizza places you can go to that will give you a pizza for the same price, and it's probably a bigger pizza.
Yeah, like go to like Little Caesars. That's like a top tier, really bad quality pizza.
Yeah, if you want top tier bad pizza, Little Caesars is the. I remember when I was like 10. I think that might have been the last time I ate Little Caesars. But we were in Florida on vacation, and we just got like a bunch of Little Caesars pizzas, and I scarfed those down. I was like, Little Caesars.
Dude, they used to have. I remember when I was like 10, they had like Little Caesars Land. That's like a thing. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese, but they had like Little Caesars Land. Yeah.
No, that's not even real.
I had my birthday.
Now you're making me look this up. You're making me look it up. It's not real.
It was a thing. I had my birthday at Little Caesar Land. Right? Is that what it was called? Little Caesar Land? Little Caesar Land. What was it called?
Caesar Land. Little Caesar Land.
Caesar Land. And so they had Caesar Land.
I don't like the fact that it says similar places. Rent a center, Little Caesar.
Oh, it's definitely
Wait a minute,
similar
what?
to Caesarland, yeah.
Rent-A-Center.
Yeah, look at it. Oh my God, look at this. There he is.
There's
it's
a
like
Caesarland Daytona Beach.
It's like
What?
Chuck E. Cheese, but you got little
Oh
Caesar.
my God, that's terrifying. Wow, that is unfortunate.
I loved Caesar
That
Lane.
little, it's the little crappy Little Caesar mascot, but just no.
Yeah. So I had my birthday at Caesar Lane, and I loved it. I got pizza. It was like being a Chuck E. Cheese. You had your thing, and then they closed down, probably for health violations.
Yeah, I would imagine.
But the time it was there, and for how young I was, it was an amazing journey.
Wow, Little Caesars Land. There's a bunch in Michigan. Wow, there's a ton in Michigan.
Yeah.
Are they still open? Oh my God, some guy has videos at
hell yeah.
Caesarland
At Caesar Lane. Yeah, it's just
Wow.
it's a Chuck E. Cheese.
and Florida. There's a lot of places in Florida. Yeah, Michigan and Florida sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely sounds about right. Yeah, what the There's like it's these videos are terrible quality. I'm just like clicking on some of them.
That's because they're probably from like 1993.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
Someone just uploaded them to YouTube. It doesn't mean they're recent. It's just some guy like, here's me when I was 5 at Little Caesarland.
I just see an article. Michigan PM links child left in Warren Caesar Land. Dad calls to ask about him 36 hours later.
36 hours later.
Hey, little Caesar Land, you got my kid there? Yeah, he's just been eating pizza. All right, I
Sir,
gotta
it's
come
been
pick
a
him
day
up.
and a half. Yeah, I forgot.
You know, that's what coke and hookers will do. All right, well, come get him. All right, I'll come get him.
He arrived 48 hours later. I like to imagine that it was kind of like a Home Alone situation. Where he was trapped in a Little Caesars Land, and his dad was just like, "Oh, where's Kevin? Oh!" And they had to backtrack everywhere.
It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. He's like fighting off the little Caesar like mascots attacking him.
But it's just guys in outfits. They're like, "Come on, kid, you gotta leave." He's like, "I ain't leaving." And he just like beats him up and like runs and hides in the vent system.
Oh my God. So, okay, you know how last month I was on a kick of dead malls?
Yes, I'm
So-
aware of that.
Now I'm on a kick of food reviews. So I've been watching the Report of the Week. He's just like this dude that wears a suit. He's like a very wholesome kind of guy. And he's just like, this is the Report of the Week. You've probably seen him. He's like popped up on
I
YouTube all
have.
the time. Yeah,
I have,
And,
yes.
oh my God, I've been diving deep into his videos. And it's just so interesting. He lives like it's the
I like it.
1960s.
So is he- For the
Yeah.
record, is he's the guy who sits there and like opens up the food and it's like, well, it's got a fine texture.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him. I've been watching all his stuff. He's so interesting. He wears like all these suits. He lives like it's the 1960s. He does like a shortwave radio show, and he loves shortwave radio. It's just then he just reviews food. It's so
But
weird.
the way he reviews food is like genuinely crazy.
Yeah, he's just like, today we're
it's-
gonna be trying the Burger King bacon cheesy tots. And these cheesy tots, and he spends like 5 minutes, then he's like, all right, and here we go. And he like spends 2 minutes taking a bite of the
I like
food.
how he examines them. He's like, there's a lot of pushback, and when you squish, it doesn't just squish out the end. So it's like, really, it consists of a lot of cheese and tots in there. So yeah, a little crispy on the outside, but when you open them up,
You can really
chewy,
taste that salt
cheesy.
flavor in the tots. It's just he's like reviewing fast food like it's wine.
yes,
like
it's great.
there's a hint of tobacco flavor with the salt blending together. You get a nice chew, but not too much of a chew, and I'd give it a 7.8. And I'm like, why did I watch this? I'm gonna watch another one.
Right?
So I did my own food review, but I tried to add my spin on it. So I did it on my ASMR channel, Goodnight Crendor, because I hadn't
course.
uploaded anything on there in forever. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do an ASMR food review. I reviewed jalapeno M&Ms. They tasted
That
like
sounds terrible.
they tasted like M&Ms but spicy.
That sounds genuinely awful. I don't know why anyone. It's that weird thing where people are like, mixed spice with chocolate. And I know people seem to love that. Not me. I want my sweet and my spice. I don't want the two coming together.
I want my sweet and my spice.
And my spice.
But yeah, I've been watching all those, so that's been fun. It's just, I don't know. There's something addicting about them.
So okay, before we move on,
right?
Because this relates to everything we've talked about so far. I wrote this down. I had to go. I was like, oh, I have notes from a weird thing that happened this week.
Right.
This relates not only to Subway. My brain died. Subway. Subway. But also relates to like customer service and crazy people and reviews. All right. So I was at Subway. Oh, man. I guess Wednesday night, whatever day it was. Maybe it was Tuesday. And you know me. I'll go to a Subway, get a chicken sub, bring it back, pour that sweet Nando sauce all over it. Yeah. So I was there, waiting in line. The guy in front of me, I was writing this all down while it happened. So I'm just going to give you the lowdown.
Okay.
This is what I wrote. 5'2", slicked back gray hair, sweater wrapped around his waist with a button up, a Bluetooth phone, earpiece in one ear, goes up to the front and says, yeah, I'd like a turkey sub. And as they put the turkey sub together, they keep asking him what kind of bread, and he doesn't answer because he's on his phone. Finally, he asked them to make the turkey sub again. They look at him, and he's like, wheat bread. So they get a foot-long wheat, cut it, put the turkey on. The guy then looks at them and goes, is that enough turkey? Did you put enough turkey on there? And she's like, this is the turkey. By the way, the Subway that I go to is literally no one speaks English there. It is like no one speaking English. This poor little woman's just like, it's full of turkey. And he's like, is that enough turkey? You think that's enough turkey? And she's like, it's sub full of turkey. It's turkey. And the dude's just like, I don't know. Those slices look very thin. You're telling me there's a full portion of turkey? Meanwhile, there's a line forming behind him. And she's like, it's full of sub. And he's like, you think that cut's okay? You think that's not too thin? And she's like, is number of slices in order? And he's like, well, I'm not going to pay extra for meat because that's ridiculous. And then he just leaves. And the woman looks over at the other guy who's like just starting to take my order. And she's like, oh, and then she did something I thought was kind of gross. She then took the turkey off the bread and then put it back in the turkey.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, ew.
That's some unsanitary stuff right there.
And then they took the bread and like threw the bread away. And then as I'm getting my chicken sandwich and I go to check out, he comes back in.
What?
And complains to the other employee, and he's like, I don't know what goes on here at this Subway, but let me tell you, when I came to get a sandwich, it's been maybe 5 minutes. It wasn't like he was here the other day, and now he's back to complain. He was just in the Subway.
Yeah.
He's complaining to this guy who's right next to this poor old woman who's checking me out. And so, like, he's saying, oh, I don't like the way you do things around here. All right. I would like a sub, please. And the guy's like, okay, sir, what kind of sub would you like? He's like, a turkey sub. And I looked at him just like, are you kidding me? And the guy cuts open more bread, puts literally the same turkey slices back on the guy's bread. And the guy starts complaining again.
Oh, my God.
And he's like, do you think this is a good enough slice of turkey? And the guy's like, sir, it's the number of slices that each turkey sandwich gets. And he's like, yes, but do you think the slice is a good slice? Finally, I literally was just like, dude, I think it all comes pre-cut. Like, I don't think anyone here is cutting this turkey.
Yeah, they are definitely not.
I was like, you are literally yelling at the wrong people. You can go complain at Subway, but like, I don't think anyone here has any control over it. And the woman who's cashing me out goes, thank you, sir. I was like, I felt so bad. And the guy's like, fine. And then just starts listing off what he wants in the sub. And then, like, I guess left, because I left at that point.
Yeah.
But I guess he just, what an insane thing for a person to complain about.
That truly is insane. That is, well, the thing is, like, they hold fast food to such a high standard. It's like, dude, you're going to a fast food place. Like, what do you expect?
It's a Subway. What do you want?
Yeah. You're not going
of
to,
all the sub restaurants, it is the bottom tier of the sub restaurant world.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm sure if you go to, like, Joey Zubop's Subway Deli, yeah, you'd be like, hey, pull a turkey on there. You'd be like, hey, I put a bunch of turkey on there for you. And they'd be like, hey, but, you know, you're going to Subway.
That's
There's
what I'm
one
saying.
on, like, every corner.
In the world of sub creation, Subway is clearly the bottom.
Yeah.
Then Jimmy John's. Then Jersey Mike's. Then any place named like a Baba Goose, famous a sub place. Some place owned by like a crazy old Italian guy.
Yeah.
And that's the top tier.
Yeah.
Any place that isn't a chain is the top tier. You're at a Subway, my dude. They're like, we make pizzas here now. Come on. No, you can't complain.
Yeah.
Dude is like, do you think that's a proper turkey slice? I'm like, my man, they literally open a package and dump it in a bin. I don't think anyone is like cutting turkey back there.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing that. It's dude, and then Jimmy John's. Speaking of Jimmy John's, they really do make that sub fast. They like start making it once you say what you want.
Right.
And then
oh yeah.
by the time you're
One
done
time I went
paying,
to-
they're like, whoop, there you go. I'm like, oh, thank you.
One time I went to a Jimmy John's and they were straight up just as I said it, and then I was like, "Oh, can I get it with not mayo?" And I saw a guy that we had back go, "Oh!" and he, like threw away his sub. I always forget to say that because I'm just like, "Yeah, can I have a number like 7?" And then, oh, you know what? No mayo on that. And they're like, "Oh, come on!"
Oh my god! Oh my god! That reminds me. I was at a Subway and this old woman walked in, and she was like, I don't even know if I told the story. I don't know if I tell half the stories I say, or if I say them on stream, or if I say them on like something else we did. Like
you
our
might as well
YouTube
tell
thing.
me. I'll let you know.
All right, so I was getting my sub, and I got one for me, one for Toaster Woman. She gets the Chipotle Southwest, and I get just some mustard. And the old woman looks and goes, Chipotle Southwest? I can't handle that for my stomach. And I'm like, oh, it's for my girlfriend. And she's like, oh, well, she's got a stronger stomach than I do. And I was like, yeah. And then I kept paying. And then she gets to the line and she's like, all right, what kind of sub do you want, ma'am? And she's like, do you have broccoli cheddar soup? And I was like, goes to the Subway and gets soup. And they're like, oh, we're all out of it.
They do.
Yeah, they got it, I guess. But they're like, we're all out of it. And she's like, well, how much is it? And they're like, no, we're out of it. And she's like, yeah, but how much for more? And the woman's like, we're all out of it. And then the old woman,
I like how she thought she could buy her way.
Yeah,
like, I know you got some back there.
I know you got some in the back. And then the old woman's just like, oh, and just walks out.
Yeah, she wanted soup. She was there
wanted
for the soup.
soup.
Meanwhile, she could literally just go to the grocery store and just go buy broccoli cheddar soup.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And make it at home.
You can or like you go to like, I don't know, Panera and get like slightly higher quality, fast food soup. Like there's a bunch of other places you can probably get broccoli cheddar soup. But
yeah, you could probably just go get broccoli, cheddar cheese, and cream and make the soup yourself at home.
Yeah. The thing was, she said that, and she's making this like high sodium, high fat, creamy soup. And I'm like, well, that's probably irritating your stomach too. Like she doesn't realize it. The broccoli cheddar is the problem the whole time.
Who knows?
Also, when I went and got my coffee today, like an hour ago, I was walking. There's this guy just walking around, and I thought he was like just talking to himself like a crazy person. And then I realized he was singing The Lion King to himself. Like he was like, jungle, my jungle. And I was like, so I thought he was like listening to his iPod or something, like sing it. He didn't have an iPod in. He was just singing. I was like, all right, just keep walking.
I felt weird that way.
I didn't know what to do. It was just like, just keep walking. Unless maybe he's like, maybe he hopes someone comes up to him and then he like wants to form a Disney band or something. But
I've been in the elevator from my apartment, and I've just been like humming a song to myself, and the door opens, and I'm just like so spaced out that I'm like, and then someone gets in, and I look over, I'm like, oh, these people probably think I'm insane now. I was like, oh no.
They probably do. This guy again. Then again, it's
that's
LA.
crazy
They probably
person.
don't expect anything.
Oh my God! Speaking of LA, I was in a car park, like structure or whatever the hell those are called, and my God, LA drivers we're in this car park structure. What is that called, Crendor?
Parking garage.
Thank you. Car park structure.
Car park structure.
My God.
One of those places where the cars are put and stopped where you get out and walk to your destination. Oh, yeah, parking garage.
Car park structure. Jesus Christ. Oh, boy, it's only downhill from here. Oh, man. Wow, I couldn't even remember what that was called.
One of those places where they make the sandwiches for you. They're like a sub, and you go there. It's like I don't know. All right, you continue.
Anyway, so I'm in a parking garage. Every time I would go to... it's Saturday, midday. There are people out. There's a million people. I'm expecting to go all the way to the top, right? I imagine I'm going to go all the way to the top and just park on the top floor, which is fine, whatever. So I start driving up, and the entire time, every time I round a corner to go up this parking garage, every time there's someone either like waiting for a bunch of people to walk to their car, blocking all traffic, or in one case, a guy tried to back into one of the parking spaces, and I'm just like, how self-centered are every single one of you that you can't just drive to the top and park on the top where there's just free parking? Meanwhile, you're just like, okay, I'm going to wait 6 minutes for this family of 4 to get everyone settled into a car, and you're just like, oh my God, just go. So I kept like driving around people, and they'd give me looks, and I'd be like, what are you looking at me for? You're the assholes who are just blocking everybody. Oh, man. I was ready to throw down.
That was yelling about the turkey. You know it was.
Yeah, probably.
It's just these people want to get through. Too bad it's me and my car.
Yeah, I was just like, who are... Don't back up your like, he's backing a Humvee into a parking spot. Like, why do you need to back up?
Yeah.
Why?
There's so many people that feel the need to back into a space. Especially with giant cars.
For a quick getaway? What are you trying to do? Like, why do you need to do that?
Like, you're going to have to back into a spot or back out of a spot. And I feel like backing out's just easier.
Yeah. Especially if you're going down, because then you back up to the left and then you go straight. Like, it just makes sense.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
There's going to be somebody that's like, this is why I back into my spot, okay?
And we say you're doing it wrong. On behalf of this podcast, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, my God. I watched the movie.
Yes, I was just about to ask you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. Crendor?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Jupiter Ascending?
Okay. So, I wrote some notes. And I think you'll feel that these really encapsulate the movie. Okay. All right, here we go. I wrote down DMV scene, terrible sound, too many tropes, Sean Bean, giant chin guy, bees, Eve Online, ass, raspy voice guy, too many characters. Those are my notes.
That sums up the entire movie.
That's what I'm saying.
That sums up everything. Everything from the fact that it's a story about a Russian girl who is a space princess who falls in love with a werewolf who is friends with a bee man who takes her to space Sean Bean. Takes her to space DMV in order to get registered as a queen, which still makes no sense. And then the entire time, you're right, there are too many characters. But with all that said, the acting is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's some of the best. And also, she wants to bang that dog. Like, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I love dogs. What, girl?
Oh, my God. Okay. So, like, the sound quality. Let me talk about that first. The sound quality, you know how, like, if you're watching a movie on, like, a TV, and the action scenes are like, and then they go back to them talking, they're like, buddy, so you gotta, like, turn it up and turn it down. You're like, can't you just balance it? Like, I don't know. This was like that, but on the computer. Normally, when you watch something on the computer, it's like better because you got headphones on. But this was still bad. So I had to like turn it up when he's like, hello, it's me, the bad guy talking, and it's like this, and there I go. And I'm like, what the shit is he saying?
Because then he'd be like, yeah, but then he'd still trick you because he'd be like, you must give me planet Earth or I'll kill you.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, calm down.
Like, I had to balance my own audio for that movie. It was off. And then she got like choked by 2 different people, didn't she?
She not only did she get choked multiple times, but more importantly, she is saved. If I remember correctly, she's saved the exact same way every single time. Where werewolf guy flies directly to save her, and a wave of enemies comes at him or something. I believe the first time is he flies through like a wave of fighter jets or something, and then the next time he flies through a storm system. But no matter what, it's the exact same. Like, he gets in a weird shuttle, flies directly at them, doesn't need to really have any skill because he just goes straight ahead, and then he saves the day. And it's the same scene repeated over and over again.
It's like if Gandalf kept showing up. And we're like, we get it, dude. All right, Gandalf showing up again. He's just like, I've brought the Deus Ex Machina once more. And they're like, God, not again. Like, I get it. Once is all right, but like multiple times.
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
Since you've watched it, who's the main character of the movie?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, I couldn't really tell who was what role.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the movie, I think, is supposed to be about the girl, but all she does is get captured repeatedly and then get told backstory to.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else is werewolf guy. Everything else.
It really is. It may as well be him.
He kicks all the ass. He does all the fighting. He has all the plot. He has this mysterious backstory, but he's not the main character.
Yeah.
I don't think it is a weird film.
It is really weird. And then, when she gets like choked, she leaned into some of those chokes. Or like she was just like, yeah, choke me. You know, it's like she's like she looked like she was going a little too ham on that.
That's because she wants to bang a dog. I mean,
that's got to be it.
She's a little freaky. We know this.
Then, they definitely showed a lot of ass. There's like some big ass shots in that. Also, every action scene reminded me of EVE Online. Like the portals and stuff, just the theme of everything. I was like, dude, this is like I'm playing EVE Online. I feel like they got inspired by it.
Let me ask you about my favorite scene.
Okay.
The scene where she's at her boss's house and she's like the maid for a half-naked woman who is trying on dresses for her date.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole scene involves a woman in just bra and panties for like 10 minutes having a conversation about love. It makes no sense why this is in this film. It is.
I know.
If I was anyone who had like, come to me, my Russian cleaner, I wouldn't be like, hey, come and talk with me while I'm naked. Like, I don't.
Yeah, then she gets attacked by like the space golem aliens.
Yeah, the little gray guys.
They're just like, whoa.
And still, again, half naked throughout that entire scene. It isn't like she then put on a dress and then got attacked. They just were like, okay, let's find a woman, bra and panties her, and then like aliens come and abduct her.
Yeah.
Like, what a crazy ass scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of like ass. A lot of ass. I feel like they were trying to like compensate for how bad the movie was by being like, hey, but look, there's some ass in it.
It's
and Sean Bean. Sean Bean was like probably my favorite person just because he was pretty much Sean Bean. Being like, you have bee powers, my queen. You can use these bees. And she's like, wow, I can control bees. And then I was like, all right, well.
Was waiting for that to come. That does not, Crendor, I'm clapping. That does not come back at all in this movie.
I was waiting for her to
There's no callback to the bees.
I was like waiting for her to be captured or something and like swarm bees or some shit at somebody. It never happened.
I was thinking those like drone ships that were. I was like, oh, there are millions of drones like worker bees. Of course, she's going to be able to control. No, it just has nothing to do with her.
Which
has
is,
nothing to do with
it's
her.
just bad writing. Like, that's the whole point of, like, writing is, like, foreshadowing, where it's like you see something and then you expect that to, like, come back later when you've forgotten about it, and it's like, oh, I forgot all about that. Now she's going to do that. Wow. But it didn't happen.
Yeah. The only thing that they consistently hammered home in the writing was that, like, most planets are made to keep space-rich people alive.
Yeah.
That was it. It was like, oh, yeah, no, we drink and bathe in this stuff that keeps us young forever.
Yeah.
And
It's made of humans.
I guess, yeah, and it's made of humans. And each bottle of, like, Voss rejuvenation water is 100 people.
And she's like, oh, my God. And she, like, drops it. And it's like, you just killed 100 people.
Yeah,
For nothing.
I mean, I guess they were already dead. But,
Well, yeah, but you wasted
But it's
them.
like one of those things that it's just weird that that's the one thing they keep hammering home. But the rest of the plot and story, like, we got it. We got it very early on that the bad guys were bad for a reason. And that the three villains, by the way, they're three villains.
Yeah. That's
the
too
three
many
villains.
Well, okay. I know. Here's who I remember. I remember raspy voice guy, alligator man.
Sure.
I don't even know if he was a villain or a side villain, like working.
Well, because
for
they
somebody.
kill him halfway. The like dinosaur guy.
Yeah.
They kill him and then replace him with another dinosaur guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll gladly help you, my lord." And you're like, "Wait a minute. Why just keep the other dinosaur guy and he dies in the end?" Like the other, it doesn't make any sense why they had to do that.
Yeah. And then, God, who's the other guy? It was the what the shit was he? Was he the?
There's the brother. There's the younger. There's the two brothers and the sister.
Yeah.
And so there's
and
like
Mole Man.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Mole Man.
The Mole Man.
Yeah, and then there's the other brothers. Like, lying is what we must do to achieve our goals, or some shit.
There's like the daughter. I don't know what their plots are. Because the daughter's plot was like, hey, I'm just here to tell you backstory and then show you how we transform.
Yeah.
And hey, mom, you should come. Oh, by the way, she's their mom. It doesn't make sense. None of this movie makes sense. She's like, hey, you need to become my best friend and we can rule together. And it's like, okay, so I guess her plot's kind of lame. And then the son is like, hey, I want to marry you, kill you, and then take all of your space holdings. And then the older son's just like, I am going to talk like this and be really weird for 3 hours. It felt like it should have been a trilogy of films, but they crammed all 3 movies into one.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did feel like that. But I wouldn't want to watch that trilogy. Is the thing.
Maybe you would have if the first one was good.
Maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, and then there was like the Russian brother or something.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Russian brother. He bought a TV.
Yeah, he bought a TV, like sold her eggs or something.
I forgot. That's a whole plot point. He's like, they're trying to get her to sell her eggs.
Yeah.
This movie is crazy.
I was like, yeah, he's just like, yeah, sold her eggs, bought a TV. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I didn't even realize what was happening.
Yeah, and oh my god, that's right. She goes to have her eggs sold, and that's why the gray aliens find her. Oh my god. And the reason why the gray aliens go there is because she gave the name of the woman from the first, like the naked woman. Oh, this movie is crazy. Genuinely crazy. Also, Sean Bean has a daughter with the plague, like space plague, who's on Earth, who he leaves for, I'm going to say, months.
Yeah.
Like he vanishes.
Yeah. It made really no sense. And then the DMV scene. Oh my god. The DMV scene felt like it was just trying to put some comedy into it or something. And there was like, here's this quirky robot man. And he keeps getting frustrated because they're like, go to the Spaceport 7. You went to Spaceport 6.8, not 7. You would to go here. Go sign this thing. And I was like, what? Like, why is this happening? Like, I
feel like the writers had like a really bad experience at the DMV, and they're like, we're gonna roast them good, but it has no place being in this movie.
Yeah.
It is so, the tone is so totally different from everything else happening in this film.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It felt like it belonged in like a Harry Potter or something, not like in this movie.
Like the Harry Potter, I need a wand scene.
Yeah,
Like,
it
well,
just reminded me
you
of that.
can't, your wand, yes, you have to go to the wand district. Oh, no, not this wand district. This is the unicorn wand. You need the phoenix wand.
Yeah, it was, or like the bank. It was just something out of Harry Potter, but like it just didn't fit, and it didn't make sense. And it's like she's the queen. Like, why does she have to get like a tax form and like all this shit? It's like she can control the bees. All right. Why is she just?
I like that they're like, it's the bureaucratic planet. I'm like, what? There's a planet just for bureaucracy? That seems entirely wasteful.
What do you guys do here? Bureaucracy. Yeah, but like, what do you do? Yeah.
That's our main export. Like, what? How did you rise to be at the status of the, like, it's, this things exist in this that make no sense.
And then I realized that Sean Bean has been in like some of the worst fantasy movies, but he's also been in like the biggest fantasy TV show and the biggest fantasy movie like ever. Like,
I feel
Sean
like
Bean's
Sean
the ultimate
Bean
actor.
he's like the white Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, he is.
Just in everything. Just the two of them, I would love to know what their combined total movie output is. Because I imagine very high. They'll just be in
definitely.
anything.
They really
anything.
will. They're like,
That's fine. God bless them. They're always great in whatever they do, but they were just like, movie about invisible sharks, sure, I'm in.
they're like, they both have been in like big things like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, like Game of Thrones. But people like Nicolas
Absolutely.
Cage are kind of like that, but without the big movie. Like, I guess maybe like the
Well, I think the difference is
National Treasure or
Sean
something.
Bean and Samuel L. Jackson, like, do it for fun, while Nicolas Cage does it so he can live.
yeah. He lives an
So he can
extravagant
buy more
lifestyle.
skulls and shit. More skulls for my skull throne. Nick, you don't need a skull throne. I'm getting a skull throne.
But yeah, then at the end of the movie, she just like decides like, yeah, I don't want to do this. It's like, what? But she can still
I
like
guess
fly around and like,
she owns Earth, but she still wants to be a cleaner. That's nonsense.
yeah.
No
it
one
makes
is
no
ever
sense.
like, yeah, you know what? I'm a princess and I'm going to clean shit for the rest of my life. Like, no one wants to do that.
Yeah.
No one has ever said that's what they're going to do. If anything, why wouldn't she lift her family out of poverty? It doesn't make any sense. Buy that TV for your dumb brother. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. It's definitely worth a watch to be like, what the shit, but you're gonna need like alcohol or something to make it through.
Oh, yeah. It's a movie to watch with friends and get really drunk and be like, what are we watching?
Yeah. It was something, all right. So
Well, I guess we can move on to something else. Wink, wink.
yes.
Promotional things. Hey. Guys, did you know that Postmates delivers? Unlike your lame friends, Postmates actually delivers.
Ooh.
Who else is going to bring you red wine at 3 in the afternoon, or sushi at 9, or a breakfast burrito at 8 a.m.? Not your lame friends.
Yeah.
Not in no way. Postmates will, and maybe they'll be your friends. Postmates is a personal food delivery, grocery delivery, really whatever you can think of delivery service all year round. No more trips to the store. You don't even have to get off your couch. Be at peace with yourself. Just lay on your couch, get on your phone, and just be like, I would like chili con carne. And it'll be there. You get the app on iOS or Android for free. It has local restaurants, businesses. Really anything you can think of is on there. It's not just food stuff. 24 hours a day, 365. Postmates will bring you what you want within an hour. It's fantastic. It's actually around this office, it is used quite frequently. I'll just be like walking around and just Postmates will be delivering stuff. It's crazy. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 in free delivery credit for your first 7 days.
Oh my
to start
God.
your free deliveries, download the app right now using the code Crendor.
That's me.
That's $100 with the code Crendor for free delivery credit. So basically, you're not paying any delivery fees for the first 7 days, up to $100. That's huge, y'all. That's huge.
That's a Mamma Mia.
Get anything you need, anytime you need it. Download Postmates and save with code Crendor.
That's me.
Also today, we're brought to you by MeUndies.
Oh.
you probably spend 90% of your life in your underwear.
No doubt.
It's just a fact. No doubt. Most of your life is in your underwear. And if you don't have underwear on, I hope you're having fun. That's why the only underwear that I wear is MeUndies, because it's so comfortable.
Yes.
All over my bod. I don't know how to describe it. I know there's always they're like velvety clouds on your tush. I don't, they're great. And they're made of this micromodal fabric that's 3 times softer than cotton. Crendor and I still don't know what it is or how it works. Apparently it's from trees, which doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter. It feels amazing.
Feels incredible.
I'm wearing some gray MeUndies right now, and they're actually pretty old, but they're still soft. Like, they feel like softer sweatpants.
I have an older pair of mine on as well. They look kind of like a crazy art design. There's a lot of zigzags and squiggles on them.
Ooh, zigzags.
But they're very good. I have not had, since we've been doing MeUndies stuff, and since I've owned MeUndies, I've never had any rip or tear or the waistband get all, they get all funky after a while. I've had none of that. It's been great. Did you know right now, gents, that not only do they have boxer briefs, but now they have a boxer brief with a fly. So it's the same great cut as a boxer brief, but now there's a fly in it. So, you have the option if you're one of those guys who wants to go through the gate instead of over the fence, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's really creepy. MeUndies also has onesies. They have all sorts of garments for ladies as well. They have shirts. They have sweatpants. They have socks. I'm trying to think of all the things they have there now. But look, just go there yourself. Check it out. For you, our listeners, and first-time purchasers, if you go to MeUndies.com/Crendor,
that's me.
You get 15% off and free shipping. That's 15% off the most comfortable pair of undies you're ever going to put on your body. Everyone who has bought them, who has messaged us, has been like, they're great. 15% off, 100% satisfaction guarantee. Go to MeUndies.com/Crendor. That's MeUndies.com/Crendor. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, ooh, it feels so good on me. That was weird too.
Tweet us that.
That's MeUndies.com/Crendor.
MEUndies.com/Crendor. Do it and feel good.
All right, Crendor. Let's go to chapter 7. It's Crendor. That's wrapping out there.
All right. Well, it's the classic stroke in the studio you're having over there. Interesting. Up here, it's looking pretty good. It's warming up everywhere, unless you're in some really cold place like Minnesota or something, or wherever it's still cold. But here it's warming up, so that's pretty nice. Also, I think spring break's happening, or it has happened. I don't know. There's a lot of spring break stuff going on, so maybe you're still on that. Maybe it's happened. Maybe you're down in Mexico having a party fiesta down there. I don't know what kids do on spring break these days. Maybe they're just playing Fortnite. Either way, traffic's not that bad. Back to you.
Thanks, Crendor. Now let's go over to Crendor at the weather desk. How's that weather?
Oh boy. Let's see. I just went to weather.com. Looks like, wow, there's a severe storm in the south as our generalized weather. It kind of looks like Florida, which is kind of weird.
The storm does, or the storm's hitting Florida?
The storm that's hit here. Look at this. Does this not look like Florida?
Wow, the storm looks just like Florida.
That's what I'm saying.
Except it's in Texas and Louisiana. It looks exactly like Florida.
Yeah. It
even has a panhandle and everything.
It's like Florida's attacking the rest of the South.
That's accurate. That's
weather.
accurate.
Wow, wait, does this storm have a name? Severe thunderstorms, flash flooding possible Sunday in Texas, Louisiana, lower Mississippi Valley. I don't even think it has a name. I thought normally they name the storms like Storm Thomas, Storm.
No, that's if it's about to be a hurricane or something.
Oh, I see. Or like
tropical storm this or hurricane this. But a storm is just a storm. And I feel like this is just a normal storm that just happens. Can we name it Storm Florida?
Yeah, Storm Florida. I like that. Storm Florida. Let's see. So where's this sitting? Louisiana. All right, let's head into Louisiana. Let's see. Anywhere in Louisiana.
Baton Rouge.
Go to New Orleans. Nolens.
All
right, in Nolens. It is 76 degrees, cloudy, feels like 76. You got thunderstorms coming in. Florida storm hitting you hard. Variable clouds with thunderstorms, especially early. Few storms may be severe. This is Florida. All right, that's going to hit you hard. Watch out. Low around 70. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then Monday, really going to get hit with that Florida storm. Thunderstorms in the morning give way to partly cloudy skies late after Florida moves out. 76 degrees. Southwest winds 15-25. It's going to pick up a little bit. You got 80% chance of rain. That's probably going to hit you. And then Monday night, just little remnants of that storm, light rain, 64 degrees. Then Tuesday, you got 79, and it should start picking up nice and cloudy with some sun. So, it's going to be better than being hit by Florida. That's the weather.
All right, Crendor, what's going on in sports?
Sports. So in sports, remember the AAF that we talked about?
Yes.
That is now done. It has been shut down.
What?
The guy who owns it stopped funding it or being yeah, we're done with this. So it no
didn't
longer
even get off the ground.
Didn't even get off the ground. So it's next up is the XFL, I guess. That's the next big football thing they're gonna try. But yeah, the AAF is dead, which kind of sucks because they just signed Johnny Football and everybody wanted to see that, and then
that does suck.
So sad times there.
Did they explain why, or is this he's like, I don't got money no more?
I guess he just was like, hold on, let's see if there's an actual reason. All the NFL people are signing all the AAF guys now that were good. They apologized to players for suspending play. They issued a statement just saying, we are very sorry. We made the difficult decision to suspend all football operations for the Alliance of American Football. We understand the difficulty that this decision caused for many people, and we are very sorry. This is not the way we wanted it to end, but we are also committed to working on solutions for all outstanding issues to the best of our ability. Due to ongoing legal process, we are unable to comment further or share our ability. Oof. Yeah, that's all right, well.
Yeah, every time someone says, we'll work to fix all of your problems to the best of our ability, what they're saying is, yeah, no, we're not going to help you at all.
Yeah, it's just some damage control, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that sucks.
Yep. And in real football, Antonio Brown, former Steeler, takes shots at Juju Smith-Schuster on Twitter. And then Juju was like, damn, what's wrong with you, dude?
A lot is wrong with Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's getting kind of crazy. So Antonio Brown tweeted, emotion. Boy fumbled the whole postseason in the biggest game of the year. Everyone went blind to busy making guys famous. Not enough reality these days. By the way, check the list. Because they had Juju Smith-Schuster MVP 2018 Steelers. Then Juju tweeted, all I ever did was show that man love and respect from the moment I got to the league. Genuinely happy for him to get traded with a big contract. Now he takes shots at me on social media. Crazy how big that ego got to be to take shots at people who show you love. Shake my head. Damn.
Antonio, he's full of himself. So
he is very full of himself. So that's interesting. And then coming up, we got the NFL draft in a few weeks. So that should be interesting.
This is big for you. That's a big time for you.
I get we live stream it. We got our football show now, so we're gonna do a post-draft, pre-draft. We're gonna stream the draft. I'm pumped. This is big. This is where teams get better, teams get worse, teams make dumb mistakes and trade away stuff. It's very exciting, unless you don't care about football, in which case you're gonna hate it. And that's sports.
All right, Crendor, what is our big news story of the day?
Thong-wearing Florida man arrested while building shed with garbage on stranger's property.
It's public property! Let's do it. Let's do this.
The sight of a man wearing a thong was all Florida homeowner needed to call the Martin County Sheriff's Office last month. Deputies arrested 31-year-old George Blanken on March 12th. An arrest report reviewed by TC Palm said the homeowner saw him building a shed and throwing chairs. The trespasser was wearing a swimsuit and then a thong, the report stated. Responding deputies said they found a man on the property who was not wearing a shirt or shorts, and he was covered with sand as if he'd just been at the beach.
Wait, so he was on someone's property covered in sand, but there's no beach nearby. He just like
Yeah.
in the sand, man.
Yeah, they don't know how he got sand on him. The man was arrested but refused to identify himself. At the county jail, authorities used fingerprints to confirm Blanken as the suspect. He stated he was an artist that makes things from garbage. The arrest report read, Blanken faces charges for giving a false name and obstruction without violence.
Yep. Again, great story. We have no. I need to know why he was at the beach, why he chose this property, why he was making a garbage shrine or whatever he's making there.
Yeah.
There's so many questions that I have about this guy, but the news never covers the real story.
They never cover the real story, dude. It's sad. We just want to know more about him. Does he have other garbage art he's made?
Yeah, why don't people interview these people and get to the details? Why? I feel like we need to do a show called Crendor's Florida. Where I film you going to Florida and interviewing crazy people.
We're going to get down to the details.
Yeah, we have to know. We're going to go find all the people that were in all the articles we've read and be like, why did you cover yourself in sand and make a garbage sculpture? And then they'll be like, God is in all of us. And the truth is that drugs are the liberator of your soul. And you're like, yeah, okay.
Want to buy a ticket to heaven? Oh, my God. All right, there's another one we got to do. What do you want from me? Florida man charged with DUI on a golf cart full of Fireball. Florida man got behind the wheel of a golf cart last week after consuming alcohol. A lot of alcohol. According to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office, a call came in around 7:30 p.m. about a person who was believed to be under the influence sitting in his cart in the middle of the road. A deputy arrived on the scene, made contact with the defendant, who was behind the wheel of a black club car.
I like how by contact, you know they meant like, sir, I'm going to slowly approach your vehicle, sir. Sir, do not drive away.
According to the police report, the driver, later identified as Dean J. Hooks, seemed groggy and his eyes were watery and bloodshot. Dean J. Hooks sounds like somebody that would do this. A witness who had reported the incident was still on the scene. She told the officer that she had observed Hooks sitting in his vehicle at a red light, nodding off. So she approached him on foot to make sure he was okay. The key was in the ignition, the defendant's foot on the brake, and after assessing the situation, smelling alcohol, seeing his glassy eyes, and hearing his slurred speech, the concerned citizen called the authorities. Hooks had a difficult time answering simple questions, such as his name, and became very defensive when asked other basic questions, such as his address and date of birth. The deputy reported that they smelled a very strong odor of an alcoholic beverage emanating from his breath and person. Before the deputy began his DUI investigation to administer standardized field sobriety exercises, a medically cleared the 45-year-old suspect. Hooks reported that he had no injuries or balance problems that would prevent him from safely completing an exercise, but could not maintain his balance. He stopped several times to steady himself, failed to touch heel to toe on almost every step, stepped off the line several times, used his arms for balance, and took incorrect number of steps. When asked if he understood the instructions, Hooks responded, "What do you want from me?" Hooks was found to have a breath alcohol level of 0.285, reportedly more than 3 times the legal limit. Before placing
He's doing fine.
Before placing him under arrest, the deputy searched his cart and found a 1.75-liter open bottle of Fireball cinnamon whiskey and a 4-pack of 50-milliliter bottles of Fireball on the passenger seat. Hooks.
I love that he went hard on the Fireball. God bless him.
He went very hard on that Fireball.
Yeah.
He refused to sign the DUI citation and got slapped with another charge, resisting an officer. He is booked into the Sumter County Detention Center on charges of driving under the influence and resisting an officer, and released on $2,500 bond. Damn.
It would have been better if he said his name was Mario. And he's like, I gotta get more Fireballs.
A little more Fireball. Doot, 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 doot.
Oh my God, defeat all the piranha planes. I got to fight the Bowser. They're like, sir, There's no giant lizards here. Watch out to get Bowser.
Watch out to be Bowser. Whoa.
Oh.
So yeah, pretty good Florida man stories this week.
Yeah, Florida man killing it. Okay, for once, not actually a person.
Yeah.
Florida man killing it, not other humans. That's it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening, watching, whatever you're doing when you're enjoying this. Crendor, hit him with them socials.
There's so many places to listen to this stuff. You got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. You want to listen on YouTube. You got soundcloud.com/Cox and Crendor. You got Spotify, Cox and Crendor. Search us there. We got iTunes. We're on iTunes. We got youtube.com/Cox and Crendor. If you just want to listen or watch the animated episodes, whole bunch over there. We've got our socials. You got twitter.com/JesseCox, twitter.com/Crendor, youtube.com/JesseCox, youtube.com/Crendor, twitch.tv/JesseCox, twitch.tv/Crendor. We got so many things for you to check out, watch, do whatever you want. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, tell your Florida man, tell your local weatherman. Send a paper to your news station. Say, I love this podcast. You should have them on. You should go to our sponsorship things. MeUndies.com/Crendor. Postmates Crendor. Look us all up. Do our things. Watch the stuff. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, well, that's it for us. So we will see you all next time. And as always,
Well.
to be continued.